Hey guys, what's happening? It's Tom from the Geek Man Cave. Thanks a lot for joining me this afternoon as we bring you a game that I have absolutely loved up to this point, Middle-earth: Shadow of Mordor. And it's also a game that our very own Darren loves as well. And he loved so much that he couldn't withstand the hype any longer and purchased the game a couple days ago as well. Not only him as well, I want to thank also Facebook commenter Jordan Huppert, I should say, saying that he couldn't wait either to purchase Shadow of Mordor. And a big reason for that is because, yeah, there is a lot of hype, there's a lot of good buzz about this game, and for good reason too, as you're going to see when we play Shadow of Mordor here this afternoon. Not exactly sure how long I'll play this afternoon, at least a half hour, possibly up to an hour, depending on how much fun I'm having or we're having. So, once again, I want to thank you for joining us, and if you didn't catch this live, we'll have this posted for you on the Geek Cave podcast website, as well as our Facebook and Twitter pages afterwards. So, want to wait for a couple people to maybe join us here, as I want to take this time as well to, in addition to playing the game and answering questions about the game, also want to take this time to maybe answer some questions about the first ever Geek Man Cave podcast. Of course, the first episode launching this past Wednesday. I wanted to thank everyone that has viewed it so far. Gotten some pretty good response, which I appreciate, given that A, it's my first ever podcast, and B, I know it's not perfect. I know I'm not perfect. I work in radio, but most of my experience in radio has been in the news side of things, which basically means that about at least 95% of the time I'm reading off a script. With the podcast, I have a general outline of what I'm going to be talking about. I don't actually have a script, except for if I read off some of the articles related to each story. So this is giving me a chance to work out some of my kinks as well. It will get better over time, I assure you. We have a very interesting new segment coming up on the Geek Man Cave called... Should I reveal it now? Yeah, I'll go ahead and review it now because I want to reward you guys for watching me play video games. Our next episode of the Geek Man Cave podcast, which will release 1 week from Wednesday, will feature a segment at the very end, and I'm going to put it at the end for a very good reason. When I explain the title, you'll see why. The segment is called Really Bad Fan Fiction Review, where I read to you some of the worst fan fiction that has ever been written, and afterwards skewer it to death. And I'm debating whether a couple days before the episode I want you to read the fan fiction, or if you would rather have me read it to you in a cleaned up format, because let's face it, I've already got this episode's fan fiction picked out. It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad in terms of not just... Yeah, I mean, the writer actually didn't do too bad with it. It's just very dirty. Very, very dirty. And I question whether I want my listeners to experience that dirt, or if they want to wait for me to read them want me to read you, rather, the piece that we'll be discussing. I haven't figured that out yet. Some feedback on that would be very nice. But anyway, we're not here to talk about fan fiction. You didn't click on this link to hear me talk about fan fiction. You clicked on this link to have me discuss Middle-earth: Shadow of Mordor. And for the last 4 minutes and 30 seconds or so, you've been looking at this guy's face, waiting for me to press X to continue. So guess what? I'm going to press X to continue now. See his eyes light up in kind of a light blue. There's a reason for that. He is part ranger, part wraith. That's basically the big thing. Is you can kind of see his face get a little wrinkly there on the left side. That's his, I guess, wraithness coming out. I'll explain a little bit more on that as we go on. Of course, the main menu gives you an option to obviously play. You can select a save game if you like to have various save slots as well. By the way, speaking of fanfics, Darren chiming in, saying he can't wait for the Mordor fanfic. That won't be the subject of the first fan fiction, although I do at some point expect to go into some Lord of the Rings fan fiction. I've got a couple ideas for future fan fiction reads, but that is certainly on the list. This is also a link for WB Play here, as you have a chance to link up your Warner Brothers Play account for rewards. I personally don't do that, but you have that option for you. The PlayStation Store, you can click on the PlayStation Store, check out some additional content. That's where you get all your DLC. And then you have your basic options menu, which gives you options to tweak your sound, tweak your video. When you fire up the game the first time, it does have you go through video settings to make sure that all the blacks are right and correct. And man, that Ranger's face is scary, isn't it? Ugh. Game settings. This is where you adjust your aim, your camera, how many pop-ups you want during combat, along with your other standard options here. Nothing too fancy here, just the usual stuff you get. You can map out your controller and see how your controller is laid out. You don't actually get a lot. You don't actually have a chance to change how it's mapped. It's pretty much what you get is what you get, pretty much. And I see Darren has an idea for the Mordor fan fiction. Gollum stroked his bright master's face. You know, and there's a reason he said bright master. Because this is part of the storyline that you get in Shadow of Mordor. You actually get to deal with Gollum, and he keeps calling what he's worshiping the Bright Master. So, interesting idea, my precious. Thank you, Darren. There will be a lot of precious, I'm sure, in that fanfic coming up. And of course, you get to look at the credits as well. So that's your menu. In case you haven't noticed, I tend to get distracted pretty easy, so I apologize if I go off on tangents. I'm going to go ahead and start playing because that's what we're here for. And you have your option to change your character's skins. You can download those if you want. That's more DLC for you. You also get Trials of War, which is another DLC thing if you get a Season Pass. I don't have the Season Pass yet. Darren may have it or not. If you do, let me know. But that's something I will check out probably once the mystique of this game, the actual game itself starts wearing out, which doesn't seem to be happening anytime soon. All right. Before we get into the game, if you take a look on the right side of your screen there, you'll see that I've completed just 19% of the game. And I've played a total of 18 hours and 43 minutes. That is not a misprint. I didn't just leave my console on for like 12 hours and not touch it while this game was playing. That is legitimate because, as Darren can certainly tell you, he's gotten into this game as well. You have so much fun away from the storyline mode. And part of it's because the Nemesis system is so great. The other part of it is just the fact that the storyline mode is okay. You do need to play the storyline mode, though. I do need to point that out. It's something I didn't point out in the podcast. The reason you need to play the story mode is because it does unlock certain attributes and abilities for your character. So yeah, you do have to play it. It's not the most fun story mode in the world. In fact, it kind of screams to me like the developers wanted to focus on just giving you a great gameplay experience and didn't spend a whole lot of time on story. Now, if I'm wrong, I apologize. But the story seems kind of thin, except for the very beginning. So we're gonna go ahead and continue the story mode, which means we're going to get into some gameplay. And as you're sitting in the loading screen, one thing you'll notice is that your controller is going to start talking to you. Anytime you're in a loading screen like this, you get random audio cutscenes of your character's Talian's past, along with random advice from his Wraith friend. So here we are. You start off on top of one of these tall white towers, very similar in vein to like when you're in Assassin's Creed and you're at the top of like a church tower or another tower that you have to climb up to and get the layout of the area around you. It's the same thing here. You go to the top of these towers. If you haven't been here yet, there's an anvil right where my guy's standing that you have to hit that synchronizes the rest of the map, just like Assassin's Creed. Another Assassin's Creed ripoff, which, you know, hey, don't mess with success, right? I mean, if it's good, why not carry it over into other games? That's my thought. The gameplay feels a lot like Assassin's Creed 2, meaning that some of the wonks that Assassin's Creed 2 had with the Parker system are still there. We'll probably run across into one or two of them here. One thing that is different is that if you go to the edge, take a look down. First of all, you see some orcs right there. We'll probably deal with them here momentarily. In fact, that's how we're going to start this thing off. But you notice there's like no haystacks. There's a bush up there, but that you don't have to. That really means nothing. But you're probably wondering, how in the hell am I going to get off this dang tower? There's no bushes. There's no haystacks to jump off of. I can jump off and land on that bridge, which would be very painful for a normal person. But keep in mind, as we're walking around here, you see your guy is glowing. When he is actually on this tower, he becomes like this other character completely, a wraith, which is basically like a spirit character. So okay, we're gonna get off this tower. We're gonna find some people to kill. These people seem like they are very appropriate first victims. I'm going to show you real quick how to kill someone with an arrow and see if my aim's good. Now you see when you pull up your arrow screen, your gameplay slows down and you hold the right trigger button. Now I've got the quick draw, so it draws up pretty fast. You need to charge up your bows to really do some damage on your opponents. So we're going to try to hit this guy with a headshot if he stops moving, because my focus has gone off. Pop, and he's dead. And because I have unlocked an ability, or a rune rather, that causes these Uruks to run in terror when one of their homies gets hit with a bow shot to the head, I don't have to deal with them. They're gone. Early on in the game, if you hit a guy with a headshot, you're going to have to deal with them. Just one of the many customizable things about this game. In fact, I'm going to show you that rune system, as a matter of fact. I'm going to go ahead and go into our options screen. Can't call it a start button anymore. Sauron's army, I'm going to deal with that in a little bit. But what I want to show you now is the rune system. So you're given a sword, you're given a wraith bow, and you're given a broken sword, which is basically your dagger. This is how you do your stealth killing. You'll see that dagger legends, these are your runes. You have Fell Voices, which is an epic rune, allows me to recover all focus and all health for killing a captain or war chief. Pretty useful. Also, Worm's Tooth, a 91% chance to recover plus 25 health on a head explosion kill. And the head explosions I'll show you here during the course of this this Twitch cast. And then also this one here allows me to recover 24% health when completing a drain or a brand. I'll show you those as well. I haven't gotten to brands yet, but I can do drains. You have some other rune options as well, which you get, as you'll notice, whenever you kill other Oryx. And this one gives you a 42% chance to get an automatic critical strike on the first hit in a hit streak chain. It's okay. Choking Horror, 49% chance to terrify more than 2 Oryx on a brutalized kill. Brutalize is basically like stealth kills, only you kill your Auric in a really nasty, dirty way that is meant to cause fear to a group of Aurics. And then we also have one more here. You can see I killed Mr. Kaka Shaman for this one. A 22% chance to recover, plus 5 elf shots from a brutalize kill. Elf shots are your arrows. So if I brutalize someone, I can get a chance to recover some of my arrows. So those are your dagger runes. You'll notice whenever you're going back and forth, you see those exclamation points under dagger. That means that I have some new runes for my other weapons. So we're going to check out my bow and the exclamation points. These are some new runes. So I killed the Hothead, which I mentioned in the podcast. The guy, whenever he's alive, that hat that he's wearing is actually a torch. Very nice touch. Got this one here as well. Some damage increase when you're riding a monster. At this point, I can ride Caragors, which I'll show you in a bit. I can't ride the really big Grugs, and these things are freaking huge. And you can't kill them. But you're basically incapable of killing him at this point until you get to a certain point. And then this is another one I got from another person. Now, you'll notice that you have so many slots for runes. In this case here, you have 5, 10, 15, 20 slots, for runes. And this one here is kind of a weak one, so we're gonna get rid of it. And when you get rid of it, you have a chance to turn this rune into more points, more M points, which I'm not entirely sure what that stands for. I should know that. So we're going to convert that rune into points. And what that does is, I'll go ahead and back out. It gives you upgrade points. So you can upgrade your abilities when you get to a certain point. Actually, not those, and it doesn't upgrade your abilities. Your abilities are done through XP, also power points, which you get whenever you kill captains and war chiefs. Whenever you convert those into M points, those unlock these, which give you more rune slots for your weapons. Gives you more health, gives you more elf shots, your arrows rather, and it gives you more focus. One thing that Darren points out that's interesting, he got this game on the Xbox One, and his controller doesn't talk to him, and he's not a big fan of the audio from the controller thing. I'm neutral on it. It really doesn't add much to my experience either way. It seems kind of gimmicky. I do like the touchpad though, as becoming another button. Also maybe becoming like being able to do finger controls on it. But the controller talking to me, I'm not a big fan of it, especially since this controller, I've come to find, is for one, you have to charge it entirely on USB, and I charge it with a cable connected to my computer, and it's not the fastest of charging controllers. So, I had to correct myself. Darren has the PS4 version, and yeah, for some of these things, you have to bring the controller to your ear in order to hear it. I can hear him kind of whenever I'm sitting on that loading screen. I can kind of hear him if I have my controller in my lap. But yeah, to me, it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. All right, we spent 19 minutes, and I've killed one Uruk, so it's time to get to killing. So we're gonna get off this tower. I'll show you a little bit of combat with a random Uruk. If we look at the map on the bottom left, the red dots specify that there are Uruks around. We see one right here. 2 of them, as a matter of fact, sitting around a campfire. Before we get into combat, I want to show you one very cool thing this game does to neutralize your opponents, which are greater in number than you are. You have the option of poisoning grog barrels. You have the option of knocking down these fly nests to scare these Uruks to death, because these flies are they have some sort of connection with Sauron, and these Uruks just hate those flies. There's also the option of knocking down big chunks of meat to bring Caragors into the area. And there's also this. Just watch and enjoy. Kaboom! And now 2 Uruks are dead. Simple, easy, Japanesey. That's one of those things that you have to learn along the way to really enjoy. Now here's an Uruk that's responding. We're gonna stealth kill this guy. Just like Assassin's Creed, you have the ability, whenever you're high up, to do a ledge kill. You saw a couple options there on the bottom right. If I get to another one, I'll stop and show them to you again, but that guy was kind of in a hasty mode. We're gonna go ahead and look on elsewhere, and aha! Down here we have Caragors. Caragors are they're not very nice. We're gonna ride one. Oh crap! One of them just came up on top of me, so gotta act quicker. So we're gonna go up on this ledge. I said I'm gonna ride you. I'm gonna ride the horsey. All right. In the meantime, we'll run away. Why won't you let me ride you? I want to ride the Caragor. Here we go. Boom. Now I gotta move this into the circle and hit 0. And now I control the Caragor. So now this other Caragor is kind of confused as to why this Caragor apparently thinks that I'm its friend. So the other Caragor is going to leave me alone. Very nice. We're gonna go right around in this Caragor here. You have some options on your Caragor. You have the option to bite. So you have the option to attack. You have the option to drain your Caragor for health and bow shots. We're not going to do that right now because I want my Caragor to be nice and healthy. So let's go ahead and do some running. By the way, your Caragor can climb, as you witnessed when I encountered them before. These things are really cool. They are really, really cool. Let's find some Uruks to kill. Let's find some Uruks to kill. Here we go. You can attack them with that. You can have now, whenever your Caragor is down in health, you can bite your opponents and have him recover health. So you have that option as well. Here we go. More! Bite. 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 Nom 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 nom. There we go. Now, Caragors aren't invincible. Uruks have the ability to kill them. So you do have to be somewhat careful, but as I said, here we go. Here's another campfire. We're gonna blow this one up too, because blowing up things is fun. Pow! Now those two had shields, so they didn't. Oh, look at here! Here's a captain. Oh, we are gonna run this guy down. Oh, this is our first captain. Oh, we're gonna have some fun with you. Oh. That was quick. That was quick. That captain was very weak to Caragors. So now we get our first look at the Nemesis system. And you have these surprise battles every once in a while. You're walking around, you're riding around, and all of a sudden, poof, here's a captain. This captain was a relatively weak captain, although he did have 8 powers, so he was, he wasn't a total wimp. But we do know that he hates Caragors. We can't access the rest of his strengths and weaknesses. As you see, it's weaknesses unknown. But the Nemesis system is a hierarchy system of Uruks. These are your frontline guys. These are your red... Well, I wouldn't call them red shirts. The other non-captains are your red shirts, but these are slightly better than red shirts. So Um, you see some of them we know. We know Humgrat Plaguebringer, which I'm sure this guy is just a cute-looking guy. Oh, yes, he is. Look at that. Nice X on the top of his head. Flies buzzing around him. These guys are beautifully ugly, folks. Really beautiful. As Darren points out, the ability to interrogate your opponents is fun. We'll get into that. And when you interrogate them, you learn the identity of some of these guys that are in black here, which we don't know as of yet. As you can kind of see, I've been busy killing these Uruks. There was one point where, besides these back 5 here, I had every one of these guys up here dead. That was just me just killing time at night. Every one of these guys were dead. Of course, more come and takes their place. What you're seeing here, that little thing over top of this guy's head, this guy is in some sort of conflict with this guy. One of them is being executed, and we're gonna invade that execution here in a little bit, and show you some of these conflicts that do arise. Second line of captains, third line of captains. Now this guy here that I have highlighted, Muzglob the wrestler, I've killed him 3 freaking times, and it's been a long time since I killed him. No one's just come up and taken his place yet. But as Darren points out, some Uruk captains will come back if you don't behead them. He also fought the same guy 3 times, and he got uglier every single time, and that is true. By the 3rd time I saw Muzglob, I couldn't even see his head because it was all bandaged up. I can only see like maybe one eye. I mean, he just gets nastier and nastier and nastier every single time. I think he's gone for good. He was my second nemesis that came about after my infamous Prack the Hook, which you can read that review on the geekcavepodcast.com in case you haven't checked that out yet. But anyway, this is the 3rd row of captains. These are your war chiefs back here. I've killed him, killed him, killed him. Haven't killed him yet. He's part of the storyline, and killed him. So now I guess I have to go through the storyline a little bit longer before I get some more war chiefs. So you won't actually get to see war chiefs in action this time around. I apologize. It just... the game's not giving me much choice on that. But this is a nemesis system. If this guy back here gets killed, one of the guys here will get promoted, likely him. One of these guys on this level gets killed, one of the guys from here will eventually get promoted. It is a very nifty system. In the case of this guy here, Mr. Mosfell Flesh Glutton, you can view his strengths and weaknesses if you've interrogated enough to learn them. So this guy here, we know that he can be damaged by explosions, those campfires that are exploding. Also can be damaged by combat finishers, which is basically whenever you have the guy stunned and on his knees, you have a chance to go in and do the deed. He cannot be hurt by ranged attacks, which can be very annoying in this game because I'm beginning to realize how important being able to shoot your bow is. He also kills monsters quickly and has resistance to their attacks. So that Karagor that I'm on right now, if I try to come up to him in that Karagor, he would dismiss it easily. It takes he attacks. Whoops. Let me go back to him. Sorry about that. He'll attack you to the gut. He also has a high damage melee attack. Recovers health from striking enemies. That could be very annoying. And he's also a tracker, which means he can sense the presence of nearby enemies. A lot of these guys, in fact, we'll go to someone else here. There we go. We'll go to this ugly guy. This guy can be injured by range shots or shadow strike. Can also be damaged by combat finishers. Hates Grogs, which are the big monsters, and hate and fear are different. Fear, that guy that I just killed a little while ago, he runs away, he runs to the hills. Hate means you become enraged, you become fiercer. And he also heals very quickly as well. I've dealt with him one time before. This guy that you're looking at here, I've dealt with him once before. I wasn't able to finish the job, but I invaded a feast that he was in. I think it was a feast. And he was able to run away. So whenever a captain runs away, he just lives to fight another day. Doesn't get any stronger or weaker. So that's the Nemesis system in a nutshell. Let's get back to some more gameplay, shall we? I'm still on my Karagor. Do some slashing. My Karagor's hungry. Yum, yum, yum. As you see, my Karagor's probably going to die here pretty soon. And if I don't get to killing. Oh, I'm doing a little better now. Yep, and there goes my Karagor. He dead. Alright, so now it's time to show you the real combat system when you're not on a monster. These bigger guys here, you have to stun them. So you can do that. Pop goes the weasel. That's your rapid attack. When after you stun them, you can hit them with rapid attacks. Doesn't force them to run, although it does a very good job at dispatching them quickly. Pop goes the weasel. This ability to jump over a guy and then stun him, that's an ability I acquired later on. Now we're going to show you... Whoops. I'm going to show you interrogations with this guy here. Here we go. Simple press of the X button, and here we go. I have the option to just go ahead and whack him right away or gain some intel. So we're going to gain some intel. Who do we want to gain intel on? Now, since he's not a captain, or since he didn't have a green marker on top of his head, you can see on the top left of your screen where it says gain intel, there's a green indicator that appears over some Oryx heads if they know strengths and weaknesses. In this case, we're just trying to identify some of these captains that I don't know about, like this guy here. So let's go ahead and see what this guy is about. Snagnog the Tainted. Sounds like the boyfriend that you want to bring home if you're a girl, I guess. Snagnog the Tainted is my boyfriend if you're a girl. Or a guy that's into that sort of thing. Your parents would be so proud. But yes, he's Snagnog the Tainted. He's got 9 power, which means he's kind of middle of the road in terms of strength. He wants to fight me and show other Oryx how it's done. Some of these motives that they have there, they're mostly there just for humor, or just purely anecdotal information. Nothing really too heavy as far as the game goes. We see that he's located somewhere in the East Garrison. Now, of course, I can't view his strengths and weaknesses yet because I have not interrogated another captain or found a guy with intel. So now we kill him, poof, and he's done. Now you'll notice that the captain that I killed left me a rune, which is this little thing here. I'm going to hit R1. And I've got Nature's Wrath. So we're going to go and check this one out. It's a bow. So we're going to go into our runes. This gives me a level 9, 19% chance to recover, +2 elf shot while riding a monster. Very similar to this one. This one becomes the weaker of the ones that I have. In fact, actually, they're even weaker to this one. So we're going to convert these into some rune rune points. It's just simple as hitting the square button. Give me them points. And then, yeah, this is a good thing. Like, see, for instance, here with what I'm doing, it's just some of the runes that you get are weaker than the same versions that you have. Like, for instance, I have Howling Storm level 18, Howling Storm level 12. The 18 one's a little stronger. All weapon damage increased by 43% while riding a monster. This one's just 37%, so we're going to convert those into points because we don't need that. It's a good way to get some quick points. Also clear out some of these other runes here that I got. Once you acquire enough runes, you can go ahead and do your upgrading here, which, you know, you can upgrade your attributes. You can see I have 365 points. I need a whole lot more at this point before I can start upgrading like my resources and abilities. Weapons, I'm getting close to being able to upgrade my dagger and my sword. I need just 15 more rune slots or rune points. So let's see if we can get rid of a weaker one here. Alright, here we go. Here's a level 5. That at this point we don't need that. Once we can go ahead and just toss that, make some rune points, and you'll see that, hey, I have upgrades available. Can't upgrade the abilities. That's all XP and P based. P based. The letter P. You get your head out of the gutter. This is now. I got 390 points to unlock a sword rune slot. I need 380, or I can upgrade my dagger, which is also a 380. I'm gonna go and upgrade my dagger. So I sure you want to spend 380 to unlock this. X to confirm. And we now have another rune slot for the dagger. Ta-da! So let's go ahead and look at our empty rune slot, which is open up here. And I have the option of adding a chance to get an automatic critical strike, which I got by killing a war chief. 49% chance to terrify more than 2 Uruks on a brutalized kill. I might use that one. Or gain some more elf shot on a brutalized. I think I'll use this one. There we go. Because one thing that you'll find in this game is that you want to control the battles as much as you can. Sometimes you just get swarmed with Oryx, and you want to get those numbers down as quickly as possible. Look, another campfire. Look, another Uruk. I could just kill this guy right now, but nah, I'm a pyromaniac. Pop goes the weasel. Alright. Now we've shown you a little bit about how the combat system works. We've shown you how to kill one captain on a Karagor. But we're going to show you something that takes up a lot of my time playing this game in a good way. And that is some of these conflicts that these Uruk captains have. So we're going to take a look around the map. And these are just separate missions. You can free slaves here. You can forge a legend of the dagger. Basically dagger-based missions. You got bow-based missions here. They're kind of fun, although I haven't really messed around with them too much because I just find killing Uruk captains so much fun. Also, you'll see like this here. This is another rune that I've just kind of left laying. I probably killed a captain pretty easy and ran away for the hills. Teddy Bear Jam, what's going on? Thanks for joining me on this Twitch cast of the Geek Man Cave podcast edition of Shadow of Mordor. Hope you're enjoying it so far. Tell your friends. But here's what takes up a lot of my time is some of these conflicts you see here in red. You can invade Horhog, the Poisoner's attempt to recruit followers, weakening Sauron's army. This is a vendetta, which you can avenge the death of another Shadow of Mordor player that you've probably never met by killing the Uruk that killed him. So I can kill Ukbuck the Tongue. That sounds like a Peter Piper picked a pair of pickled peppers kind of thing there. And yes, you do need to get this game, Teddy Bear Jam. It is very fun. I know I spent a lot of time kind of showing you the menus and stuff, but we'll get in some fun here momentarily. I can also, this is the one I kind of referred to earlier. We're going to do this one. We're going to invade Mosfell Flesh Glutton's execution at the hands of Ukram Bloodaxe to weaken Sauron's army. So we're going to go and do this one. And we can see here, just to the south of that, we have a tower that we can fast travel to. I can do this on foot, or I can do a fast travel for the sake of this Twitch cast, which we have about another 20 minutes left on. We're going to go ahead and fast travel, which is a very lazy way of getting to and from. Again, by the way, if you're just joining us, my name's Tom. I'm the guy behind the brand new Geek Man Cave podcast, part of the Geek Cave podcast family. newest episode released on Wednesday under the Geek Cave Podcast banner, so there's nothing new you have to subscribe to. If you're already subscribed to the Geek Cave Podcast, you get my podcast as well. Basically, we grew an arm, and I'm that arm, so glad you can be aboard. All right, we're going to go ahead and invade this execution after we jump off this tower in very dramatic fashion. Again, you'll see the Parker system just like Assassin's Creed. There's just no difference. We can go to the spot here, and we can start the execution mission. Boom. All right. Now, one thing about Uruks is that as much as they hate you, they kind of hate themselves as well. So in this execution, as it explains, to dispense justice against traitors, enemies, and rivals, Uruks eagerly volunteer as executioners. If not stopped, the executioner will increase in power. Easy for me to say. Invade the execution to weaken Sauron's army. So we're going to go ahead and start this up.
I'm going to enjoy finishing each of you off. Let me go, you idiot!
All right, now we have a choice here. This is Ukram executing Mosfell. Let's go ahead and take a look at these guys. So we see them here. They're linked here. This is Ukram Bloodaxe. We see that he's vulnerable to combat fissures. He's can be killed instantly on a Karagor, which there's none around here. He can be killed instantly using combat finishers, which is very interesting. He also hates ghouls. He also has a savage weapon that inflicts wounds that bleed over time. This guy is not that strong. And he's got this guy here who's about to die that's a bit stronger than him. In fact, he's quite a bit stronger than him. He can be damaged by explosions, can be damaged by combat finishers, but he's also invulnerable to ranged. He's a monster killer. We profiled this guy before, and this guy is about to get it. So I have an option here. I have a choice. I can sit here and just watch the carnage, or I can go in there and kill. And the guy that's about to get it is the stronger one. He's highlighted in green. And so one whack and he's done. Am I going to be the one that kills him, or should I let the executioner do his job? What do you think, guys? I'll go and hang out here and wait and see what you think. Do I finish the job, or does he? Because the one that's dying is the far stronger of the two. So I'm going to let him die. But it's just a question of whether if I let the executioner do it or if I do it. If I do it, of course, I'm sure chaos will reign. If I let him do it, then this becomes kind of a nothing scenario. All right. Teddy Bear Jam says kill him. So I'm going to kill him. Stealth kill. He dead. Now I made him a little bit stronger. See, Mosfell killed. Ukram succeeded. His power increases a little bit, but he's not that strong. So we get to see that little cutscene there. Let's see. Okay, so since then, he's become invulnerable to ranged crap, and he also picks up his enemies by the throat. However, he's still, you know, no bows aside, which is kind of a cheap way. I can still fight him, and I can actually kill him instantly with a combat finisher. Let's see if I can get one in there. Yep, I got one in there. He did. I'm gonna kill this guy too, just for the hell of it, even though he's scared to death. Because I'm evil. So I got 2 runes I can pick up there, very quickly and efficiently. Oh, this guy is not scared. Give me that information. Now, can I get there in time? Yes. Now, if I try to interrogate someone and there's an enemy nearby and he gives me a whack with his sword, interrogation's over, it doesn't work. This case, though, I was able to get him. So we're going to go ahead and get intel on this star. Mr. Nozdog the Destroyer, he has a sword and a shield. Shields can be a bit annoying, but not unbeatable. It's another way to kill your Oryx. There's so many ways you can kill Oryx. There's so many weaknesses, flaws that these Oryx have. This is what makes the game fun. There's no one way to kill an Oryx. There is multiple ways to do it, and sometimes you really have to think about it. That's what makes this game so fun. It's such an intelligent game. I cannot say that enough. Anyway, this is a Nozdog the Destroyer. We don't know his strengths and weaknesses yet. We know he's a power 9. Mocking other Orcs who are pathetic enough to show fear. Cute. Pop goes the weasel. Alright, we're going to get this other rune here. Oh, no, we got company. Pop goes the weasel. We're going to get this guy here with a bow. Right in the eyeball. And then this guy here is going to run because I shot him in the eyeball. That's how that works. Pick up another rune. And we're going to move on to another Uruk challenge. We can either do the Vendetta, or we can invade the recruitment. So I'm gonna ask you guys, what do you want me to do? Do you want me to invade the recruitment, or do you want me to do the Vendetta? Do you want me to kill Ukblok the Tongue, or do you want me to kill the Poisoner? The Tongue or the Poisoner? This is like a choose your own adventure book, only with Oryx, only with more blood, only with less paper. This is live action, choose your own adventure. The Vendetta, killing the Tongue, or the recruitment, killing the Poisoner. Which one shall I choose? Decisions. The Poisoner it is! Teddy Bear Jam says go after the Poisoner. So we're going to do that. And because he's relatively close by, I'm going to go ahead and just walk there. Or run. Alright. Again, just like Assassin's Creed, the little icon shows up and decreases in distance as you get closer and closer. It's really, again, if you played Assassin's Creed, you've played this game, at least in some degree. Here's a random guy I can kill. I'm going to brutalize him. Brutalize, and sends that guy running to the hill, just like the Iron Maiden song. My favorite Iron Maiden song, actually, as a matter of fact, is probably Run to the Hills. Even though it talks about the slaughter of Indians, and I have some Cherokee in me, but it's all in art. That by the way, this X pops up when I jump over things. It gives you a little bit of speed. Someone is aware of my presence. I know that because of the yellow. There's a Karagord there as well. There's another Karagord there. One thing that's kind of cool is that if you're ever in danger, you can sneak into these little alcoves here. This is a strongholds, which means that if you piss off a bunch of Oryx, there's going to be a bunch on you. So be careful in these areas. Although we're going to climb up this tower, pull up. See again, Parker system not. Oh, here's you have a bow there. I have a bow too. I'm gonna kill you now. Pop goes the weasel. I use that way too much. Now, one thing I can do with this guy here is I shoot him in the foot. Can't go nowhere. Oh, gee. Oh, gee whiz. What are you gonna do? You're just standing there. I'm gonna keep you standing there. Let's go ahead and do this recruitment. About another 10 minutes left on this Twitch cast. When again, thank you for joining us. If you're just joining us now, we'll have this posted on the Geek Cave podcast website as soon as it saves to Twitch. So we've got a bullying situation here. Now here's some fun. These are the flies I'm talking about. Watch what happens when I knock down the nest. Oh dear God, oh dear God, oh dear God, what is happening? Now, this captain here doesn't seem to be too scared by it. I want to see if I can stealth kill this guy. I really want to see if I can stealth kill him by doing a ledge kill. It's not giving me that chance. I'm going to see if I can drop to hang. This guy is not doing very good. I'm going to finish him off. Kapow! That is one weak-ass captain. I mean, he was about ready to die before I jumped on him. And he was facing, what, 2 guys? That's kind of weak sauce. The poisoner's not very strong. Also, one thing in this game, I take a bit of joy in killing Oryx that have the poison ability, because poison is very lethal in this game. If you get hit by a guy that has a poison bow or a poison sword, you lose health very, very quickly. Like this Muzzglob here, he had poison arrows. Pissed me off. But yep, the elite captain's dead. All hail. Get myself a rune there. Alright, now I'm going to show you a main mission here, which are highlighted in yellow. And let me see if I can find a Golem one. It's maybe the only choice I have. Yes, this is a Golem one here. Golem's hungry to lead the Bright Master to the artifacts. With each discovery, the power of the Wraith grows, and its connection to the Dark Lord becomes clearer. So we're going to go ahead and meet Mr. Golem. If I don't encounter any other Uruk captains in the meantime. Man, once you get to a certain point in this game, battles become a lot easier to manage, and Uruks really fear you. It's kind of cool. Hop a rock, start running. And I run so far away. Oh, I have a new feast available. That was fun. Run! Run! That's right. Get out of here. Run away. Hee hee. Alright. Let's go ahead and do this Golem mission. Oh, we're going to deal with Grogs. If that picture is correct, we're going to deal with Grogs. This could be interesting. This could be interesting.
Well, where is he? Your friend is either a liar or a coward.
Maybe it was you threatening his life.
Let's go find your precious treasure.
Okay, so we have to play Where's Waldo with Golem and find him, and we're in the Wraith world now, which you go into by hitting L1, and we have to play again. Where is Golem? Where's Golem? Do 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 do. This is partly why I'm not the biggest fan of the campaign mode. These are episodes in tedium, kind of like how these follow missions in Assassin's Creed are. You have a lot more fun bounty hunting in Assassin's Creed and you know, attacking other ships like in Black Flag. But
These towers were not
this is it's not even a puzzle. You know, I mean, you know, you look at a puzzle like Zelda, for instance. You know, Zelda makes you think with these things. These is just, okay, let's go ahead and follow the footsteps. Doop 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 doop. I can If I knew how to stay on ledges. Up we go. Doop 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 doo. Oh, I found him. Oh joy. That is a very big and scary thing. And you thought Caragors were scary. That was a Caragor. That Caragor is no longer alive.
Rogue. I need at least 20 men to bring that beast down.
Oh, then we must find another way.
I get the feeling this is where I'm going to learn how to ride a Grog.
Charging for the cave's mouth will only lead us into the Grog's jaws. A well-placed arrow will do the trick here.
Impressive, Talion. That should keep the Graug occupied.
Alright, so now he's occupied with that. I'll go and run to the cave as instructed.
The air here is thick in death.
Alright, this is the Grog's lair where I'm sure there's nothing else alive. Oh, no, there are. These little ghoul things. They seem more scared by me than anything. Yeah. Another comparison to another game is
Ready for another.
is like Halo. Those little the flood. You know, those are what those ghouls are, pretty much. Nothing more.
Nightcrawlers, vermin from the depths of the earth.
This must be the artifact. It is. Ah, yes, the Ring of Power. Or one of the Rings of Power, anyway, but not the ring.
Only you could accomplish such art, Celebrimbor.
Celebrimbor. Greatest smith of the Second Age. I'd heard the stories, but
I remember my name now. I shaped the history of Middle-earth. I crafted the Rings of Power.
Oh crap, just when we were starting to get to the bottom of this mystery wraith guy. Great. Fly, you fool. Jeez, where have I heard that one before? Ah, here we go. Here's a new ability. Shadow Strike. Interesting. So hold L2, tap X to instantly transport you to your target's location. Oh, great. Ghoul spitters. Fun. Well, that's kind of cool. Now, I think the idea is to get out of here. So get out of here, I will do. Okay. Why can't I go any farther? Oh, they want me to use that Shadow Strike ability. Okay. I like how falling rocks do nothing to hurt the ghoul. I honestly have no idea what I'm supposed to do here, because it won't let me go past that freaking waterfall. Oh, here we go. Oh, I'm supposed to go up. There we go. And I run so far away. Even the ghouls want nothing to do with me. I like that. Alright, find another ghouly ghoul. Here we are. Shadow Strike. Bam. It's a quick way to go up ledges, I guess. Okay, get out of the way, ghoul. Of course, the old-fashioned climbing method works too. There, now falling rocks start to hurt him.
And good riddance. I'm the one responsible for all of this. That's why Sauron wants me.
No. No. Bright Master is good. He looks after us.
There you are.
Insolent mouth.
Nasty ranger. He knows nothing of the Bright Master.
I know of his legend. How Sauron deceived you into making the rings. He tortured both you and your king.
And the precious. The Master makes it too. Where is it?
I have no memory of any such thing. Why would it even matter?
The Master must remember. Yes, he must. We dig up more treasures. Yes, yes, yes. And then he will take us to it.
Ever in search of his precious. So that is a mission here on Shadow of Mordor. See, you got me some XP points.
I grasp at vespers of memory. The rings of power.
9 to men. Their power became their undoing. They became the ring wraiths.
Yes, the Nazgul.
But the Nazgul were destroyed.
As are many who come in contact with the rings of power.
You get those random conversations every once in a while, like if you're up here up on top of a tower after you've died, or after missions like that. So, voice work's very well done. Oh crap, Karagor! You can kill these, by the way. There is a way. Bop. Almost died there. Shit, didn't make it in time. And I'm dead. So you snooze, you lose in this game. He got his power increased. Got his power increased. Snagnog got promoted. Nazda got promoted. This is what happens when you die, and I'm glad this kind of happened. Is you see what happens, you know, with the other Urks that get promoted. Well, this guy I don't even know got promoted. We have a new Urk that got promoted to captain. Good for him. And no, Darren, they do not get the corner office and a brand new luxury horse to ride. They just get promoted. They become no prettier after they get promoted. So we're going to go back to the game.
What are these towers of silver?
They are lights to guide us in the land of shadow, where all other lights may fail. Pale reflections of the light of the two trees, and memories of a lost kingdom.
And you appear back on top of these towers from whence we started. See where this other Urk is. Here he is. I'm going to kill this guy to end the Twitch cast. Thanks for joining. I will go ahead and put this on our website, geekcavepodcast.com. Share it with you on Facebook and Twitter. I want to thank you for watching and learning and enjoying Middle-earth: Shadow of Mordor. Hopefully this gave you some insight into the game. Hopefully I've explained everything well enough for you. And until next time, please listen to the Geek Cave podcast. Also, the Geek Man Cave will have a new episode for you coming up a week from Wednesday, including really bad fan fiction review. Hope you tune in for that. I'm working on it, and it should be a very interesting, if not a little bit depraved segment. In the meantime, guys, feel free to check us out anytime, geekcavepodcast.com, also on Facebook, also on Twitter at Geek Cave Podcast. Thanks for joining. Take care, and can't wait to do this again sometime in the future.